Well, welcome to Sport Management Worldwide. This is a special edition as we talk about the upcoming NFL Career Conference on March 3rd through 5th. And we are joined with CEO President Dr. Lynn Lashbrook. And I have to ask you, Lynn, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing well. I call it the post-COVID conference. The last 2 years have been difficult for everybody around the world. And you can feel the exhilaration of returning. We missed last year, and I couldn't be happier, more excited, and feel more young than I've ever had. So I can't wait to see everybody.
Absolutely. The very first time when I was back on the speaking circuit, people were asking me, what was the last live event? And that was actually your event 2 years ago, as we had a chance to be there with our students from Missouri Baptist University. But I got to tell you, we are so excited. And I know there's a lot of really cool things that you've got planned. So let's go ahead. Why don't you give people a little overview of what people can expect from this year's career conference?
Well, for 25 years, we try to bring in leaders in the industry. Adam Schefter, ESPN, the president of the 49ers, many of our faculty, our digital video editing, Aaron Schatz, analytics, the business side. The Colts have representation there. We just go on and on. Industry leaders. The whole key, 200, 300, 400 people, is be able to ask questions to the panel after we do an introduction. It's all focused on the attendees coming away. We call it adrenalize today and monetize tomorrow. Learn how to break into the business. What do you need to know? Our staff will be there, and it just is a gathering. I don't think I've ever had anybody attend in the last 25 years that ask for their money back. They just love it, and they keep coming back. So I'm really proud and excited, but it's full of ammunition of all kinds of experts in the field, and you get a chance to talk to each and every one of them.
Well, I was going to tell you, Lynn, what appeals to us at Missouri Baptist with our sport management program is the fact what happens Thursday night. You have a great social event where we actually get a chance to talk to the speakers, meet the speakers, and talk to us a little bit about that, because it's one thing to have the conference on Friday that goes all day, but I have to tip my cap to you and certainly your team, because that interaction has changed some lives. And we're going to have some special guests on coming up in just a few minutes that are going to talk about their experiences that actually occurred from that night. So give us a little insight as to why.
So, Guy, I've been teaching for 50 years, and I call it edutainment. I just believe you should have fun. And particularly, again, after COVID, we need to get together. And those that are 21 definitely can have a beverage of choice. And we get to meet people. It's a real interactive. It's a who's who of the NFL all throughout the lobby. We go to the Punch Bowl. Our staff will be there. I give access to anybody that wants to sit down and chat. It's this meet and greet. And these are your colleagues. This is your Rolodex. These are people that could someday hire you, or you could hire them. That's the exciting thing. It's all people with the same passion in the room together, talking the business of football and the business of sports. Pretty fun, pretty exciting, and nobody falls asleep at our conferences.
Absolutely not. So what we like to do is bring on actually one of our students. He's actually just a sophomore. He's a sport management minor. His name's Cam Peters. So we're going to bring Cam on. And Cam's been working behind the scenes with Sport Management Worldwide. So Dr. Lashbrook, why don't you ask, Cam about his experience of what's it been like in the planning, the marketing, and it's certainly going to help with some of the social media coverage next week.
So, Cam, you're talking to a guy that grew up with a payphone and then the beeper, if I may, and literally the garage door opener was the closest thing to remote. And to see what the young people, including you and your staff at MoBap, I'm fascinated. Help me understand what's the career like in social media, because I'm amazed at what your crew has been able to do to get the word out. And we really enjoy that. But tell me, why you're excited of growing our company through social media. Explain that a little bit.
Yeah, so it's obviously social media is something that's been rapidly growing over the last few years, with different social media platforms popping up, such as Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok even. And really just taking advantage of those as another outlet to reach out to people, because obviously you have that face-to-face interaction that happens at these conferences, but using social media as another outlet to reach out to those people that maybe don't know about the conferences or don't really understand how big of an industry the sports industry could be. I mean, there's management in the teams. There's player development. And there's even stuff like social media that people could be doing, but they just may not know about it because they don't have the access, you know? So that's just something that.
So, and what I ask everybody that comes to the conference, I'll ask you, what's a dream job for you when you get out of college? I assume in sports. I'm just curious. Everybody has a passion point.
Yeah. So I've been really passionate about wanting to work my way up into like the front office of like a professional sports team. I live in St. Louis, so obviously like the Cardinals or the Blues would be something that I would love, but I'm definitely open to any sports team for sure.
You know, I'm so proud. I grew up in Kansas City, but I spent many years in St. Louis, and I watched the 70 World Series back in '85. And I got to be honest with you, St. Louis is an incredible sports town. What I'm most impressed with is how the young generation, through their great training at MOBAP, you're learning technology, and companies like ours, even though we're 25 years old, we almost feel like we're just at the cusp of growing. I call it the 2.0 revolution. And I think it's exciting to spread the word. And I can't wait to see you there and meet all the other young people that are there. And when I say young, it could be 71 or 17. It makes no difference. But you're going to get a real taste of the industry. And I just can't tell you how much I appreciate what Guy and Dave Pierce have done leading this relationship. And my relationship with Dave goes back when I was assistant AD at Missouri. And I've kept relationships. And my Rolodex is pretty big and powerful. And I tell students, when you come to Indy, my Rolodex is your Rolodex and your Rolodex is my Rolodex. That's simply, Guy, what we try to do at that conference.
Absolutely. And with that, Dr. Lashbrook, you're not going to believe it, but here he is because we're live. Hey, if you're live, if you have a question or you want to give a shout out, let's do it. So Dr. Lashbrook, here we go. There's a shout out. Thanks to Dr. Lashbrook, got an opportunity with the North Carolina Courage and Carolina FC.
Yeah, listen, you know what? We don't guarantee a job. That would be fraudulent. But I want to tell you something, Guy. The testimonials and Cam is doing a good job of recovering a lot of those. The connected dots, the lifetime membership. I do a worldwide Zoom chat. And Guy, I started with one student. Cam, you'll love this. Dial Up Yahoo, 25 years ago. Dial Up Yahoo, then two students. And one was from St. Louis, by the way. And now with Zoom, I have no less than 30 on a Sunday in a worldwide chat with 30,000 graduates from 163 different countries. And we got almost 63 or 64 colleges represented coming there. But I love these testimonials, and I sincerely appreciate that kind of feedback.
That's pretty awesome. So Cam, just to kind of close us out on your segment, what can we kind of expect from the media side? Where can people go if they can't be here? Where can they go to catch some of the action?
Yes. So if you want to go to on Facebook, you just look up Sport Management Worldwide. It'll pop up. On Twitter, it's SMWW. It should be the first thing that pops up there as well. Sports Management Worldwide. On Instagram, LinkedIn, we'll be posting nonstop at the conference, live tweets, interviews, stuff like that. So make sure to follow us if you're not able to make it, so you can catch up on as much of the action as you can.
Ken, keep up the great work. I can't wait to see you. And remember, we're going to have fun. It's not work when you come to sporting events. It's all fun. Definitely. You're going to love it. I can't wait.
For it.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Cam. All right, Lynn, how about that? Cam, he's all in. He's really excited. He's pumped, and he's just been doing a great job helping with so many.
Guy, I think when you're in a college curriculum like yours, with the laboratory experiences, are getting such a separation from just, I want to work in sports. And that's what I admire about your program and what you've done and how you've grown it through the years, you and Dave and your other faculty.
Yeah, certainly with our leader, Dr. Comfort, who's our division chair. But Lynn, here's the thing that we're thankful for. You know, Cam, it was a revelation just a few weeks ago when we were, on the marketing call. And then, then Liz, executive director of marketing, says, "Okay, Cam, what's your goals for next week?" Holding him accountable. Here he is, just a sophomore, getting that real world experience. I'm telling you, as a professor, it doesn't get any better than that, to take what you're learning in the classroom, being able to apply it, and then having an opportunity like this to work behind the scenes, and then get that real world experience.
Well, in small business, we started with one, like I said, one student. My wife and I are partners in company. Now we have 50-some faculty. And but I can tell you, being a tenured professor, walking away to go into the world, and then being a business person, it's a whole new ball game, and that's why it's so important that we reach out to the younger generation with ideas, because we can't grow our company with just an old professor sitting in the classroom.
Right. So we got a few more comments. Here we go. Let's sorry, I gotta remove this one first. Sorry about that. A little technical difficulty, but we'll get it up right now. Here we go. There we go. So there you go. Can you read that?
Yeah, that's good. He's doing it. He's going to do it good. By the way, I'm real proud. When we started the first course, the agent course, we set up an agent advisor program. And to be honest with you, it's a laboratory. I don't think you can take a course and become an agent. You need help. And we extend that. And that's another example of our footprint of agent advisors, not just the Matt Moores of the world, but this concept is it's been proven. And now we have a footprint all over the world in global recruiting. And I'm so proud of Dion and others that want to better themselves. They're like an Uber driver picking up a client. You get one client and then you get another client. You have your own business. And that's what's exciting about our agent advisor program. And Dion's going to be a superstar.
Yeah. Thanks, Dion, for the shout out. Here's another one.
Yeah. I remember Flynn. I remember a lot of them because I talk to him every week on Sundays, and it's amazing. Maybe I have memory challenges at 73, but I never get tired. Like a bottle of wine, I think I'm more valuable to the students today. And it's just so great. They do informational interviews, Guy, and they meet people. They're so talented when they come to us. What they don't have is the connectivity and the little what you know to go with that. And that's what we try to do instead of relying on, somebody, your dad owns a team, or you're a great athlete. There's so many ways to get in the business: analytics, digital video editing, sports marketing. That's what's exciting about sport business. When you and I grew up, it was PE and coaching. It's no longer the only way to work in sport.
Absolutely. Speaking of that, here's another area that great question coming from Juan. Juan asks, how can I break into sport team security?
Well, I will tell you, once you take a course, pick the sport, like it's football. If you get in with Mark Dominic and John Wooden and you meet people in security, when you contact and say, I want an interview, 10 minutes with Sportsman Worldwide with Dr. Lashbrook, they will give you an interview. If you call randomly and say, I just want to talk to somebody, that's 100 calls a day. And so I think our information interview is whatever direction you want to go. If you get connected in the industry, the ecosystem, security, we don't teach the security like you might be looking for, but all this is approachable. And what we try to do is get you in front of people that will be hiring and why they should hire you, and why your resume investment in us allows somebody to say, this person's serious about working in sports.
Absolutely. Juan, thanks certainly for the question.
Thanks, Juan.
Let's bring on our next guest, and also from Missouri Baptist. I believe that she's been working behind the scenes on Instagram, as well as going to be the photographer of the event, or one of them. That is Maeve Coulter. She is a junior first semester at Missouri Baptist, sport management major. Maeve, welcome to the broadcast. Dr. Lynn, I know watching Maeve work behind the scenes has been pretty cool. So there we go.
Maeve, I look forward to it. And a picture's worth 1,000 words. And we have a story to be told, and not just what Cam's doing with social media. There's so many pictures and VIP pictures. And, we know with the new world out there, you better have your own organic pictures, Guy. You're not going to take them off somebody's website. And so it's real important that you capture a lot of the innocence and the sincerity and the enthusiasm and the traction of all our alums that'll be there and our speakers. I think you're going to have more fun you've ever had. It's going to be fun. And you better be at the Punch Bowl too to get ready, because if we're not having fun, we can't show the picture. And I don't think you're going to have any trouble finding fun and smiles and everything else in the sports. And I appreciate what you and Cam and your other fellow students have done, but you're going to love the conference, and we're going to love having you there.
Yes, thank you. I am very excited and looking forward to it, and creating and helping tell the story of the conference this year.
Well, and it is tell a story. And like I said, without the pictures, it's really amazing what these kids can do. And, I remember when I was at my high school reunion, somebody said, well, I'm out of film. They're taking pictures of the class, 600 or whatever. But we don't do film anymore. But these kids are so far ahead of the curve. The only thing I can tell you, Maeve, I can hold my own with you. I also have a phone on or camera on my phone. So I really am kind of a photographer. That's as close as I get. But half the shots, oh, you can't send that. So we need you, and I look forward to working with you.
Thank you very much. Yes, can't wait.
Thank you.
So Maeve, you got to tell the story. First of all, you made a big investment for this. I understand you bought a new lens just for the event, and also talk about technology. One of the things that so impressed me is the ability of your camera, of what it can do. And why don't you talk a little bit about how when you snap photos, because of the real-time nature
I
of this
can't wait.
event,
Go ahead.
talk to us a little bit about what that looks like.
Yeah.
Yes, so I invested in a Canon 5D Mark IV, which has Wi-Fi transfer abilities. So when I take pictures, I can have an app on my phone, and it'll go directly to the app, so then I can put the photos out in real time.
That is so cool. This is exciting because I think the missing piece, and Guy saw this before we did, that there's so much more we could be doing. And we thought we were getting there, but I'm so excited about that camera. And I'll buy you a few beverages to pay off that camera. Okay. We're going to open doors for you there. So I can't wait to see the camera. I may just go around and call it the camera. Some people have a camera, but you have the camera, right? Like the Ohio State, the camera, right?
Yeah. Well, we got a comment coming in. That's from Dave Pierce, Dr. Pierce, chiming in. Hey, you're looking good. Obviously, I think he's referring to us.
And I told you, Dave and I go way back when I was at Missouri, and he was genuinely, he'd come up with our old buddy Pierce Lieberman to Mizzou games. But Dave and I had been friends since that day we met, and literally he brought us and connected the dots, and he was one of my students at one time. And I've grown up with him. When I came back to St. Louis, we reconnected and gone to Cardinal games with him before. And he's truly a friend. And I just admire you guys. I deal with a lot of universities, and I love my alma mater, Fort Hays. And I'll have a big announcement on that. But I got to be honest with you, one of my favorites is MoBAP, right in St. Louis. And you guys do a great job. And you got a bright future because you're innovative and working hard. So I can't wait. And I appreciate Dave's introduction, Guy, and bringing all of you in.
Yeah, it's been just super, super amazing. And so with that, Maeve, we want to thank you for jumping on. And obviously, we'll get a chance to see all your work next Thursday and Friday, certainly at the Sport Management
Protect that camera. Make sure you have it. It's got to be, and you need a bodyguard for that, because if people find out the Canon, they might want to come. They might want to take that. So be careful. Don't ever, even when you go to Shake and Bake or wherever, you have to take that. You have to keep that secured. Okay.
Will do. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks,
By the
Maeve.
way, guys, Shake and Bake is one of the steak and, what is it called? Steak. Yeah, not Shake and Bake, steak and. It's right across the street from the hotel, but it's Steak and Shake. It's the who's who of the NFL. You can go at 2:00 in the morning, probably meet an NFL coach at Steak and Shake. True story.
Not bad. Well,
no White Castle. We're talking Steak and Shake, not White Castle. Right.
Okay. All right. So, Dr. Lashbrook, we have actually a surprise for you. This next guest, our final guest, actually, she was part of our program for years. And we're just so excited to bring her on. She actually has attended 3 times. She was our Sport Management Outstanding Student of Achievement Award winner. I'll bring her on now. That is Miss Nicole
Walen. Nicole.
Hi. Great to see you again.
She's a superstar then, and I'm not surprised at whatever she's doing now. Not only her smile, but her talent and her dedication. And Nicole, thank you for coming in.
Yeah, of course. It was a pleasure to see you again. It's been a while, but yeah, it's.
So,
go ahead.
No,
and you're married to somebody in sports? You're going to marry your way into sports?
Yep, we're both sport management majors, so it's just kind of keeping on with the trend.
Yeah, and tell us what you're doing now.
So I always, the entire time that I went there, I wanted to be in sport event planning. Worked for a golf club for a while, and did sport management there. And then I'm actually now doing wedding planning as well. So kind of still doing the event planning.
And I'm thinking we should promote sports weddings. A lot of athletes get married, and some don't know how to put on a wedding. So we're going to be a connection for you on that.
I love that idea.
Yeah.
I actually, when I worked for the Cardinals, I actually did weddings there as well. And it's amazing how many events that people have at these stadiums that people don't realize they go on. The Combine, for instance, is one of those.
Tell the story. I remember you telling me the story with the weather bad. I think that's the best story we've ever had.
So this was my senior year, and this would have been the third year that I would have gotten to go. And I'm like, well, it's my last year as well. And the weather was awful. Like, the entire Midwest was shut down, tons of snow, tons of ice. Our entire school shut down. And that included all sports programs, the campuses. Like, nobody was allowed to really go on or off anywhere.
Right.
And so we had to cancel the trip. And I'm like, I immediately called Mr. Danhoff and Mr. Pierce. I'm like, is there any way you can't cancel my ticket? Like, if I still go myself, is that okay? So I called some of my contacts that I had made, like some of my friends that knew I was coming. And I literally asked them, like, can I crash on your hotel floor so I can still go to this conference? And I did. I drove in the middle of a snowstorm to Indy to get to my senior
that's
conference.
a huge testimonial. And I feel we have a lot of repeat customers. Remember, I started out the old Holiday Inn at the old airport with 20 people, knowing that we wanted to keep it inexpensive. And Guy, the next year we had 40, and they kept leaving at 4 o'clock and rushing downtown and not get back till 2 or 3 in the morning because they wanted they couldn't wait to see the environment. And that's when we had the courage to go. I think we started out the Hyatt, and it was pretty scary because it didn't happen overnight. But to be able to go to the Marriott, the headquarters, and be right there with everybody and hold our own and meet people and have speakers come in during the day that are actually NFL coaches, personnel, etc. It's pretty darn exciting. And you made my day coming in here because our alums, we have 30,000 of them, but it's a special feeling. And I know you're going to be happy and successful in life, but I also, maybe we can help your husband. So we'll sports either way. That's our expertise. Okay.
Again, I showed you. I still have my lanyard from back in the day.
I love it. I would tell Liz that. Whoever thought lanyards would carry on. I was actually in, I don't know, I was in England or somewhere. I think somebody had a lanyard. Oh, I got off there was somebody coming off the ferry on a bike, and they had one of a sports management, this up in Seattle, a SMWW backpack on his, and I didn't even take a picture. I was so stunned. They said, they can't be SMWW. So thank you so much for caring. You don't have to wear it during the wedding, but you can if you'd like. Okay.
Be my something blue for my wedding.
Right. That's good, Guy. Thank you.
So, Nicole, I have to ask you to respond to a couple of photos. We pulled this from the archive. These were actually published photos. And go back to your first year. Let's show you this photo.
Oh, my gosh.
There we all
my
are. Different color hair there, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Half of us are married now. Oh my goodness. I didn't realize
that happens.
I'm like, they're married. Oh my gosh. And I still keep in touch with a lot of these folks. And I think that was probably the best part is like, not only do you get to market and like connect with people that Dr. Lashbrook hooks you up with, but even like our group got to connect. And these are people that I still talk to all the time. Yeah. So.
Well, no, that's cute, and I'm so thrilled. I'm thrilled.
Yeah. So Nicole, respond to this because this person that you met, you can introduce her, but this actually had a big significance on what you decided to do your senior year at our school. So here we go.
Yep, I knew this one was coming. Yep, this is, oh my gosh, Jen Mueller was by far one of my.
This is Jen.
She was the first person that I saw in sports that was a woman that was like successful, ready to go at it. And she literally inspired me so much. I absolutely love her and adore her. And I decided my senior year that I wanted to be our football like sideline reporter.
That's
and
so cool.
Again, absolutely. I'm actually repping my football t-shirt today. But she actually remembered me. So when I went up the next year and asked her a question during one of the conference sessions, she actually said like, "Hey Nicole, how's it going?" Like in the middle of the conference, I was like, she remembers me. I was so excited. She's again.
It's funny you say that, and Guy, we know about diversity, but we talk about gender and race and culture. I think we're the most diversified sports company in the world, and we have an incredible group of panelists from all walks of life. And I remember having a female panel. We always got questions from the female in the audience, but we've come so far from where we were, and we're so proud to be a conduit, a catalyst for opportunity. And women are scouts now. They're going to be GMs or assistant GMs, and it's crazy, but the barriers have been broken. I watched Title IX. It was kind of a forced feed, and a lot of ADs didn't appreciate it. Dave Pearson, I did, but to see where women have come in sports, it's pretty exciting. And it's almost revolutionary. It's a very exciting time. And you made my day taking the time to come in. So I really want to thank you. Okay.
Yeah, of course.
Thanks, Nicole.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
I'll tell you what, how about that? That whole story, what Nicole did for 3 straight years, got involved, networked, and just took on some new things that she was doing. We miss her. You know, she's been graduating now 3 years, but we're happy for her, you know, where she's at. Certainly today.
No, you got to be very proud of all your students and the students you have now, Maeve and everybody and Cam. I can't wait to see them because they energize us, and it keeps you young too, but it keeps me very young. And that's why it's going to be, it may be our best conference ever because we're coming out of COVID. It didn't have to be the largest, but I think it may be the best because people are so anxious to get back into the atmosphere and everything.
Absolutely. So with that, as we wrap up the broadcast, I just got some frequently asked questions I'm just going to throw by you. Certainly, if you're on right now live, you can ask us anything or shout out anything. We'll certainly do our best to certainly get that, you know, onto the screen. But in the meantime, so Dr. Lashbrook, we know that the conference is going to be next week on March 3rd through 5th. And how can people go about and get tickets for the event?
Just go on to SMWW.com and the application's there, and student discounts, etc., alumni discount. If you have any questions, call the office. They're standing by, but we still have room, and we would love to. The more the merrier. And again, people were skeptical of, can we even have a conference? The agent conference is today, just on virtual. But the agents demanded more access to their clients. They're going to be there. So that was a big change. From Jerry Jones and his bus all the way down to the trainer and the scout and the analytics and the digital video editing and the marketeers, everybody's going to be there. It's a who's who. You'll see head coaches at Starbucks right there in the hotel. But we went where the action is, just like we'll go to Montreal for the NHL draft and we'll go to the MLB. Well, not winter meetings this year, but hopefully if they come out of this lockout, we'll go do some meet and greets. But Guy, we believe, as much as we love online and we believe in Zoom, just like your campus, we call them campus experiences, and we go all around the world to meet each other so that we don't lose sight that we got to press the flesh a little bit. And yet we love Zoom and we love its cost effectiveness. So I think it's a win-win. And you can see I'm energized today because it was something for 2 years. Having the mask on, you lost conversation. There's a lot of polarization, and yet sports seem to be a platform. Even the urgency and tragedies in Russia or anywhere else, we still have sports to rely on for some stability and some stability. And I think sports is very important, more now than ever. So it's a pretty exciting time, Guy. And I think it might be our best conference ever because of the adrenaline that we all have and the people in the audience will have. It's going to be fun. And with Mo Bap sitting there and making us better every day, it's hard to not get better.
Yeah, so if you could just quickly recap just some of the sessions and who's going to be presenting so we can get people even more fired up.
Yeah, we break it down. We got the marketing side, front office people. We got the analytics side, Aaron Johnson, Pioneer Analytics, Mike Stober, longtime digital video editing, scouts, major scouts. We got agents. You can interview, you can talk to them afterwards, how they got started. Adam Schefter in the media. We cover all the bases, and you get asked questions. Our secret sauce is we don't lecture to you and talk down to the audience. We do short introductions, a personal story, which are inspirational. And then we say, open up for questions. And we try to get everybody's question. And then when we break, if somebody didn't get their question answered, our staff and sometimes the speakers hang around. So this is about you, the participant. It's not about us. And it's not about tell and show how great we are and how much we've accomplished. We try to be an inspiration to people. I don't want anybody to leave here without a game plan and being inspired. And like I said, adrenalize today and monetize tomorrow. I want everybody to make money in sports. And you have to think about it. You got to adrenalize, you got to network. And that's really what we do in a nutshell. And we do it really good. And I won't let anybody down that's made that investment. They'll get their money back.
So with that, my final question, I think is only appropriate that we ask it. If you were a future professional, meaning you're someone, either you're an undergrad or you're in grad school now, why should a student or a future professional attend this event? Because in my opinion, this is the must-go-to event of the year.
I think you have to have a ticket to the game to catch a foul ball. Our 8-week courses are that ticket to the game. Informational interviews, resume service, lifetime membership. We're your connection. We didn't have this when I grew up. I think I would have taken the course and worked for the Royals and never left. Right. I'm glad I went to college. Don't get me wrong, but you really are going to launch your career, and we'll give you different strategies. We got 35 plus courses. There's tools in our tools box. Each one is different. Each one has a different passion. Each one has a different strategy. Each one has a different passion skill set. We listen to you and we give advice. We don't tell you, and then we ask you to talk to other students. And that's how you come out of it. You come out here with a game plan. Simply put, come in with questions, go out with a game plan, and then we're going to be there for you to carry it out. We want to, if you're not successful, we're not successful. That's the onus on our back, and we'll work on that.
Absolutely. And Dr. Lashbrook, we just want to thank you again for taking the time so that we could, hey, have this time to have some guests on, have some fun, certainly give people lots of information about the NFL Career Conference on March 3rd through 5th.
Guy, thank you, and thank Mo Bapp, and I'll see you next week. Thanks for taking the time.
Thank you. We'll see you all
next week. Bye-bye.